first question is for Maddox, actually. I was talking to your coach, and he said, I was like, who are some underrated guys, guys that are really going to be important for this year's team? And he was emphasizing just how important the offensive line is for this squad and, for what Amanda-Clearcreek likes to do. So, how do you guys set the tone, and how do you handle that responsibility when you guys know that you're very important
Yeah.
and you're central to the culture of what Amanda-Clearcreek likes to do?
Well, we like to come out fast. We try to stay hyped up, get everyone hyped up, so we run the ball pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. And you've got 4 or 5 guys coming back on the line this year. What's
Hmm.
that chemistry like coming
Oh,
in?
it's good. We've been playing together for a while, and then we're all coming back. It's pretty good.
This program just in history has had a lot of success. Just how would you guys describe the culture of your program and especially this team specifically?
I think with the future or with our past, with our championship teams, I think the culture has always been, our football program is a station in our community, so everybody comes together. We always are one. Everybody expects good out of our team. So as a team, we strive to do good and keep producing good football as we keep going.
Your coach described to me that that he hopes this team plays it the right way and hopes to see some flashes of old school culture for this program. What does playing football the right way look to look to all three of you?
Just going hard, even if we're making mistakes, just doing it fast, giving it our all. You can control your energy and effort, so just making sure that's always at 100% and just never letting off the gas pedal.
Staying low and hitting them good, always running the ball.
I think just having the same mentality as what the previous years have had. We go back and watch some few things from the previous, and we want to have the same mindset. We want to go do what our previous past people have done.
Mr. Sargent. Ethan Sargent, Total Media Sports. You guys are in the MSL, one of the most competitive leagues in 7-4-0. How do you feel like your non-conference schedule beefs you up and gets you ready to go for such a competitive league?
I guess we actually kind of beefed up our own non-conference this year. It had been a little bit down, was playing some down teams. We always had Union on there, obviously, but this year we got West Jeff, Licking Valley, and St. Trace. So those are 3 historical programs that gets us a lot of points if we take care of business, and it also kind of gives us an immediate kind of jolt of where we need to be, because we open up with Carroll and Circleville now. So 2 D3 teams in MSL that we know we have to be ready. So having a little bit more competitive non-league just kind of ramps it right up and gets us rolling a little bit quicker than normal.
You talked about the non-conference, but is there one game specifically throughout the season that you guys have circled that you're just kind of ready to get to that one?
Yeah, Bloom Carroll, I'd say.
Bloom Carroll.
Home game in the pit, first home game of the year. We love the pit, so they've been beating us the past few years, so we're all ready for that one.
Yeah.
Half of your guys' games last year were one-score games. I know that I spoke to you last year, Coach Tom. We talked about how the last year team was very gritty, very hard working. Has this team? Have you seen an improvement this year with that kind of characteristic in this team?
Yeah, it's very similar. A lot of the same guys, and then the leadership of this senior class is where it always has to start. So they're a gritty bunch. We don't have any crazy athletes. It's all mostly just working guys that we're the typical Amanda athlete. We're not crazy big. We're not crazy fast, but a lot of hard work in the weight room and on the practice field just kind of inspires some of that gritty behavior. And like they said earlier, the 2 things you control is your attitude and effort. And I don't know that grit comes anywhere else from except attitude and effort. So that kind of fits that role and that team, I guess, chemistry the best we can. Is just attitude and effort and as much grit as we can.
Yeah, you mentioned something to me when I got out to Westfall, which is that week 1's going to be on you quick, and you mentioned these are really tough schools that you're playing, and you're hoping it can sort of kickstart these guys earlier. Are you seeing that with these 7-on-7s, with these scrimmages? Are these guys more ready and more prepared this year, you think, because they know that challenge is waiting for them those first 3 weeks?
I think that does have some part to do with it. Also, just the experience coming back is huge. We've been in the same offensive system now for 3 years, so our day one install this year compared to 2 years ago was quite different. Their understanding of our schemes and football in general is improving. I'm still, beating them all in NCAA, but the important thing is they're getting a little bit better. So, but yeah, knowing that those is coming is part of it, but just general experience and leadership is part of it too.
Who are you playing, Coach?
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
It doesn't matter.
That's tough.
Mr. Blaylock?
Carl Blaylock, Blaylock Media. You guys are in what has been considered the region of doom for about the last 3 or 4 years, Division 5, Region 19. With the playoffs going back down to 12, how important is the regular season going to be? And do you feel like you have any sort of, I guess the big thing is like, do you guys have any sort of things that you guys can trip up 1 or 2 times, or do you feel like you can do that with how tough that region is and how tough your schedule is?
Obviously, we all know the region. I guess the good thing is, the really good teams in the region play really good teams. So, our state champion Ironton last year, they had 2 losses, which obviously they're Ironton, they do the good things, but they didn't have crazy computer points. I think they were 3rd in the region or 2nd last year. So, I think Harvest Prep was 1st, but they had a loss on their schedule too. So, slip ups happen, but that's one of the reasons we loaded the front so much is we have the opportunity to get a lot of playoff points, in those first 5 weeks especially. With West Jeff, they were down a little bit last year, but they've got a pretty good team this year. Obviously, Licking Valley went 14-0 last year till they lost, and then Zane Trace has a lot of guys coming back. I think they were only 3-7 maybe last year, but they have the chance of getting several more wins. So between those 3, I think we can afford a slip up or 2. We're obviously never gearing for that, but I don't think necessarily it's a have to play perfect every week type of thing.
Mr. Sargent?
Somebody mentioned earlier about state championships. You just mentioned Ironton who won a state title. It's only the 7th state championship from a 7-4, a school in the 7-4-0. As you guys know, obviously with a program that's won multiple state championships, how meaningful is it to get a state title down here, and what can you guys do to get to Canton and win the state title this year?
Obviously, there's some great football being played in Southeast Ohio. I guess our shining light right now is Joe Burrow, so we'll all hang our hats on that guy. But there's been some really good football played Southeast for a long time. I never really knew the stats of it, honestly. But it means a lot just to our communities and our programs. Typically, some smaller schools and smaller programs down this way. So, especially in smaller communities, football is almost life or death, and the town hangs on it. So, being able to bring something like that home is awesome for the town. I mean, you can look at our school right now. We got a brand new school right after we got 2 state champions. So it affects so many things, not just your football team and not just your immediate. It affects long term. So these guys have never known what a school without AC is because we did so many good things there in the late 90s. And that's not all associated with football, but having that good morale in the community is something. So it means so much more than just football.
All right, last question here. I have to know. I heard you guys are putting in work in the weight room, work on the field all season. Did you guys put any work in on the Christmas tree farm in the off season?
I did. They did.
Those guys both play basketball and wrestling, so we had one in the off season here. He got after it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's going to be it here for us. Thank you guys so much for being here.